So children, basically when we are starting trigonometry, children of standard 11th, a few very important things we have to keep in our mind. And the first important thing is why you reason out, because I think so people go and they start studying trigonometry, but the problem is that their concept is not built up, because in tough questions they do not know the roots from where the formulas have come. So it's very important to know the roots where the formula have come, then you can think of being rank 1, or else you will be memorizing, because nowadays the memory is also important. People memorize and get a few places here and there. The problem is, if you want to have a depth of knowledge, then you try to understand. We always will be having a rotation, of this, and this line will remain as perpendicular, and the line on the x-axis will remain as the base. And therefore, on rotation, when we go, look at the quadrant, how the value of this perpendicular changes. When you go this way, then this perpendicular still remains positive, but the base becomes negative. And now try to understand, when we look at the formulas of sine, cos and tan, etc. In sine, this hypotenuse is there, in cos this hypotenuse there is sec, there is the hypotenuse, and in cosec there is the hypotenuse. That means plus minus will change only in case of perpendicular and base. What I am trying to tell you is that if I go this way, then tan will have a plus minus, because there is perpendicular and base. So the perpendicular is positive but the base is negative. Cot will have plus minus, because the base is negative. This side x is negative, the base is negative, and the perpendicular is positive. Sec, let us have a look. Sec and cos. So hypotenuse is there in both of them, but in sec and cos the base is there, and you see the base is negative. That means the result of all of them will be negative in the second quadrant, except for sine and cosec. Once again, try to understand, what did I say? The result of sine and cosec will always be positive in the second quadrant, because sine is perpendicular by hypotenuse and cosec is hypotenuse by perpendicular, or in other words, opposite by hypotenuse and hypotenuse by opposite. Here all will be positive. So the negativity is here and the positivity is here. The positivity is here. The negativity is here. Now let us try to understand. Anything which is using this line and this line will be negative. For example, what are they? Tan is perpendicular by base. Cot is base by perpendicular. Let us try to see sine. Sine is perpendicular by hypotenuse. So hypotenuse obviously will be positive, because this line will remain positive. Cosec, that means only cos. See, cos means base, and base is positive. So only cos and sec will be positive. A result of cos theta and sec theta will be positive in the fourth quadrant. Here, two minuses will become plus. That means tan and cot will become plus here. Rest all the others will remain negative, because they will use only negative signs, because both are negative. Sine is perpendicular by hypotenuse negative, cos is base by. Also, we have to know one more thing, that when we use sine 90 minus theta, cos 90 minus theta, tan 90 minus theta, cosec 90 minus theta, sec 90 minus theta, and cot 90 minus theta. So we have to remember, as soon as we use 90, then what happens? There is an interchange of opposite and adjacent, and therefore sine changes into cos because and cos changes into sine, tan changes into cot, cosec changes into sec, sec changes into cosec, and cot changes into tan. So that is why sine and cos are complementary reciprocal. Now this will remain as your base. Whenever there will be an odd multiple of sine or cos or any trigonometric ratio, the ratio will change to their complementary relations. But now, as soon as we are entering 90 plus theta, we are moving to the second quadrant. And if we are moving to the second quadrant, the result of sine will change. The result of sine will be positive. So it will be cos theta. It will be sec theta. Because the result of sine and cos will be always positive, but all the rest will change into their complementary reciprocals. What I mean to say is that suppose somebody tells you how much is cos 120, degree. I'm just giving you an example using this. How you are going to use how much is cos 120. You can write cos 120 as cos 90 plus 30. The intelligent children, don't worry, there is another way to write. I am going with the basics. Now cos 90 plus 30 is in the second quadrant, so there will be a negative sign. And cos will change into sine, and therefore the value over here will be minus 1 by 2. So this is the way we go for all the odd multiples, 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta. 270 plus theta obviously will be in the fourth quadrant, so the result of only cos and sec will be positive. So suppose I don't go very far, I just tell sine 270 plus theta will be cos theta, but the result of sine in the fourth quadrant is negative. So same way we can do cos 270 plus theta, tan 270 plus theta, cosec 270 plus theta, sec 270 plus theta, cot 270 plus theta. So the results in the fourth quadrant, if you understand, this will be positive, so this will be sine theta. This will be negative, so this will be cot theta minus cot theta. This will be minus sec theta, but this will be plus cosec theta, and this will be minus tan theta. Now two things remember the quadrant and remember the odd or even multiplicity. Now what do I mean by that? Let us try to understand. Suppose I have got sine 180 minus theta, cos 180 minus theta, tan 180 minus theta, cosec 180 minus theta, sec 180 minus theta, and cot 180 minus theta. Already many are raising hands. Why? Because they have understood the concept. This is one even multiple. So sine 180 minus theta is in the second quadrant, and therefore the result will be positive, but the sign value now will not change. The trigonometric ratios remains the same in case of the even multiples of 90 degree or pi by 2. Cos 180 minus theta, obviously the result of cos is negative. In the second quadrant, result of tan is negative. In the second quadrant, it will remain cos theta, it will remain tan theta, it will remain cosec theta, but it will be positive. It will remain sec theta, but it will be negative. It will remain cot theta, but it will be negative. So always two positives only in every time. So this is how we go. Now suppose somebody tells me to find out how much is cos 120 degree. Now I go the other way around. No? Cos 120 degree will be written as how much? Cos 180 minus 60 degree, and this becomes cos 180 minus 60 degree. This becomes the result of cos is negative, so it will be minus cos 60 degree, and minus cos 60 degrees minus 1 by 2. So both the ways we have come to the same thing, isn't it, children? So now we go to sine 360 plus theta. We go with minus because there will be a change, because 360 plus theta does not have anything to do with positive or negative. Everything will be positive. 360 plus theta till 450. So we go with the negative one, sine sine 360 minus theta. Now this belongs to the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant means it will be sine theta, but its result will be negative. This will be cos theta, its result will be positive. This will be tan theta, its result will be negative. This will be cosec theta, its result will be negative. This will be sec theta, its result will be positive, and this will be minus cot theta. So let me check on sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, and cot. Here sine to cos to sine, tan to cot, cosec to sec to cosec, cot to tan. Right, everywhere I have changed, right? But in case of this 360, sine to sine, cos to cos, tan to tan, cosec to cosec, and so on. So this is how we go about things. Suppose somebody will tell me how much is cos, say for example, how much is cos 300. Now there are two ways to find it out. I can write 300 as cos 360 minus 60, or I can write cos 270 plus 30. Now let us see how does it change. This is an odd multiple, so this will change to sine 30, but the result of sine is the result of cos in the fourth quadrant is positive, so this value will be 1 by 2. Now I go to cos 360. Now I change this. Cos 360 becomes cos 60 only, so this will again be 1 by 2. Both the ways the answer is how much? 1 by 2. So this is the way, the correct understanding of these concepts, and then the rotation always becomes the same, which we will see in the video 6. So this is a good thing.